MicroStrategy has broken over the number one breakout level over the last 2.5 months. Stock price has been very, very choppy. We did get the breakout at 375, but now we've been confluencing very tight, getting the massive breakout candle over these two huge structures. Should leave us to an easy push, guys, to these upper price action levels. Eventually, our $500 target we did set at $320 on the channel, guys. That being said, let's get straight into it. My name's Dylan, Dylan's Trades. Let's waste no time. Let's get straight into this on the weekly analysis, guys. We do have a structural breakout within a bull flag continuation, which should push us to that $500 price target. Arguably, definitely 543, guys. I do feel it's imminent within time, but the first technical level we should be watching, and we have set the price target on, is $500. Stock price makes a big movement up, led by the bulls, entering consolidation, breaking over the top, going from 180 bucks to 543. We pull back into this descending channel. We get the breakout at 320. And if we take a 50% retracement, guys, of this movement, we clearly see that if we line that up with the breakout level, that perfectly coincides with that psychological $500 level, which is the number one psychological level next to that $100 zone, which when MicroStrategy was in that area, it did respect it a lot. So we should be expecting that $500 test. And, first and foremost, guys, when we pull up the Bollinger Bands, which are very, very accurate in certain situations, especially being this one, notice how we get extended from the top of these this upper line right here. This is really the spot where when we start to get over it, we're a little bit extended, right? We get a little bit over it, we're a little bit extended. It doesn't always work in peak volatility moments, hence we're pushing past it over here, right? But we do get over that a little bit, start to reject and flip down. The good thing for the bulls is that now have that nice confluence, and this upper Bollinger Band is at 450 and will continue to rise. So we believe that it's a very nice situation for the bulls as of now. We really struggled to get that close over that $400 level. Guys, it's been just a lot of trouble, but it does appear now with the strong close over 415, we are going to see the continuation, guys. And I think this whole pause we've seen on the weekly, guys, is over. Looks really, really nice, guys. And, arguably there is this one more descending trend line in play, something of this reminisce, but I do believe we're going to crush right past that, guys. Really, as of now, we're in the blue sky territory for MicroStrategy. It's very exciting times for investors, traders, all these kind of guys, man. It's just in a really nice spot. So seeing this follow through candle with a little wick on bottom signifies that the buyers did get tested this week, guys, before they stepped up, right? They ate up the short sellers and they're squeezing up. I do believe we'll see a massive movement soon, guys. Got to level we're at on strategy. We typically never update MicroStrategy this much, this quick, guys, but we're seeing huge price action update, right? We mentioned in the last video, it's not rocket scientists. We're clearly seeing this big descending resistance marker, which did jam us out in the past, step up. Hence why stock price had an aggressive run from this breakout. We mentioned at 375. Predictable movement. We did say there's about an 80% probability or 75. We do reach $400 and test that zone. We did reach it. We rejected this trend line. Came down. We mentioned how this is a false breakdown. These short sellers got tricked. Right, the next day we squeezed up really, really hard. Just a really bullish candle here, guys. Already 180ing. We reject perfectly on this level. Right, reject again with another body, another wick, and another wick. So we've had about 5-6 days of testing. Just a lot of confluence. So the sledgehammer theory remains to be true, guys. The more you test a level, the more the buyers are persistent, or the sellers, if it's support or resistance. Right, same theory. We're then in the different constructs. Right. This time was a bullish structure. We did break over the top with the nice strong close over. A little bit of a volume increase today, which is pretty nice. Nothing too crazy for now, but it is nice to see a little bit of an uptick. So, this is exactly what we wanted to see, guys. Right? We mentioned in the last video, we want to see a big wide bar explode over this range, just like this. A nice strong body bar that really signifies a lot of buying pressure, guys. A lot of beginner traders undermine how key these big moments are, but this is what leads uptrends, guys, right? In the past, when we broke out of this whole flag-like phase, guys, on this macro perspective, we broke out with a thin candle. Looked pretty good here. We're breaking over the top, and then this was the solidifying factor, right? This did lead to a move to 430.35. So I think we looked really, really good here, guys. From a technical indication, this is everything you want to see, right? We broke out of this very clear pennant structure we've been following, right? Jambling around between the two. We're getting really, really tight here. Momentarily false break, pop up, breakout. And then rejection here does not look good, but we immediately reverse, influence, and pop. So we just have a lot of energy building phase over the last few months. So to see a nice strong close over with all of this range, more or less, right, on the daily analysis, just got to love where we're at, man. I really can't say good enough things about the technical setup. we really should be pushing this 440 level pretty soon, guys. And, eventually the swing high around that 430 range is 427, right? There is some resistance over here. We'll keep this in mind as we come here, but I do believe we blow past these highs over here and start to push that 440 level. So we look really, really good on the daily analysis, guys. For the bears, you want to see us close below $400. As simple as that. If we see this super erratic movement that's incredibly unpredictable, we completely knife down super, super hard and crush $400. That does not look good, right? Because we have every single indication that we should get the breakout right now. This is the best we've looked since breaking out of this flag over here. So really got to love what you're seeing, man. It's really as simple as that. So with that being said, let's go center over to the hourly analysis, get a little bit more of the short-term perspective of stock. We mentioned on the last update just yesterday, guys, we never covered MicroStrategy this much, but stock price is really just in a phenomenal spot here, guys. Really excited for you guys. I actually don't own any strategy stock, 0% bias, right? I trade my own technical strategy and don't deviate from that. But with that being said, let's focus on the chart. All right. So first and foremost, guys, right, we did see this bull flag we mentioned in the last video, a push into these highs from this breakout. We had a really hard movement down, hence this false breakdown. Just a really nasty sign if you're sellers, guys. You got to panic within these regions. We push up. We mentioned how we're holding our gains within the last video. See a little bit of strange thin price action. But ultimately, we did break over that $400 level, which we did follow and mention in the last video as the breakout level. Right, we broke over that. We held $400 for about 4 or 5 hours or so, and then once we closed over these highs on the hourly, boom, a very strong close for the day. So we have seen a lot of fake breakouts, guys. You might say, hey, Dylan, we see a lot of fake breakouts, right, over here, right. But the thing is, guys, what differentiates this so much is that we're seeing the close, right? Over here, yeah, we got over $400. We're pushing these highs around 415, but when the dust settled, I mean, this was what at 1 o'clock. When the dust settled at the end of the day, we actually closed underneath $400, which is not a good sign. But we did see the bull step up, forming this higher low. So stock price is in a really good spot, man, on the hourly. Just gotta love where we're at, man. Seeing this strong liquidity exit. Even if stock price does have a mini pullback, you really just gotta feel like it's gonna be a consolidation for the next movement. So not a whole lot to see here, guys. If we zoom out and get this really grand scheme of things, we remove every single support and resistance marker. You really see how, since these highs, we entered this range, kind of chopping around. We wanted to break this descending resistance. We couldn't. We tried to break out. We failed. And then we gapped down. And since then, it's just been a lot of chop. And we've had some very promising price action over the last few days, which we mentioned. But now seeing this strong close, pushing back into this former consolidation phase, just looks beautiful. It really does feel like the crescendo. And we will close over these highs. So on the hourly candlesticks, once again, centering back to the daily, we want to see $400 being held. That should not be a level that should be broken. This should be a moment where we really just go. We shouldn't see much of a pullback. We shouldn't see much resistance. But anything over $400, guys, got to feel good, even if we have a little bit of a pullback, which I don't think we'll have. So with that being said, guys, let's go jump over to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a huge piece to this puzzle, of course, being strategy, right? And this is a very nice breakout, guys. So we mentioned in the last video on the daily, it's as simple as this. We don't need to overcomplicate things, right? We're seeing a strong movement up out of this bull flag structure. And now we're entering this, flag-like formation. And we mentioned in the last video how we're consolidating, holding this trend line, holding this big descending trend line. If we zoom in a little bit more, you get a better image of that, guys. And we mentioned how, yeah, if we knock below, this range and knife back down, it's not looking good. But more times than not, within these setups, the trend is your friend, and we're moving for that next bullish movement, guys. So that's what we're seeing. We're seeing this tight consolidation when we broke over the top. We held there for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, getting tight, testing the support, testing this resistance, using support, and the big explosive bar, guys. These bars are what you want to see. When we initially called out the breakout on Bitcoin around that 80K range, what do we say? This is the best opportunity we've seen on Bitcoin, guys. The stock price is incredibly primed out here to reach 100K, 110, 120K. Every single technical indication is leading to this. We should see some big explosive activity to come soon, really solidifying the uptrend to come within the next few months, guys. So I do not think we're just looking at, a push to 90K and a rejection. I think we're looking at the next cycle, guys. So buckle up, get ready for a ride. I would say there's a 90% probability we surpass 100K within the next few months. I know that's a big claim, guys, but I've been doing this a very long time, and you don't see these kind of setups come often. We see stock price exit this massive channel, right, being really choppy, building energy, building energy, building energy, and then boom, a big movement up. Bitcoin has been prone to make these movements, guys. When you see really, really tight price action like we're seeing right now, it's getting tight, 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 tight on these major highs, this major level, and then you see an explosive move up. That's exactly what you want to see. So we have a very strong confidence that Bitcoin is moving past its stages. When we look at the weekly analysis, guys, we're still hanging around these highs approximately, but you clearly see that we had these hard blow off tops in the past where when we previously broke out of this bull flag from the past, right? Over here, when we broke out, we had zero issues at all until we sprinted into these upper price action levels. We left one wick. We came down, consolidated, found support here, came up, perfectly rejected here, guys, for a week or two, three, 1, 2, 3, and then knife down, right? So this is the number one resistance on the daily, weekly, every single analysis you'll ever look at on Bitcoin as of current, right? So what do we see over here, guys, right? We set this obvious blow off top over here, and right when Bitcoin confirmed over these highs, right at this level, you notice how we explode through. I mean, Bitcoin is incredibly responsive when you knock out the number one highs, as there's just no shorting opportunity. It's just an incredible mover. So when you knock out some very obvious highs, it's where you see just a lot of FOMO into the market. And I do think we'll see a euphoric surge. Jump out over the monthly analysis, look bullish on the monthly once again, get a different perspective of us closing past these highs. Should be a lot of short-term upside, guys, right? The daily, of course, looks very, very nice. And the hourly, the last step of the equation. So I did notice this, guys. I did take a trade on Bitcoin, actually, as it does can fit my constraints, right? We're in this bull flag, which we mentioned, is chopping around, holding the top of this daily channel, descending. We're holding that, right? We're chopping around, and then we form this kind of cup and handle structure. We have this cup-like formation, right? And then we get really, really tight right under this big resistance marker. This is called a double confirmation, guys. And within a retest, these offer incredible risk reward. So that's exactly what we did. We broke out, we came down, we retested zone, and just had incredible liquidity after that, and a huge surge up. So as of now, on the hourly, I think it's very likely, Bitcoin continues its very obvious constraints and probably form a little bit of a bull flag. We're very prone to doing this, kind of chop around a little bit, form the flag, boom, and then we push into like 113K. So it's just such a high chance here we just squeeze out. I highly doubt. I haven't had this much confidence in Bitcoin, guys, since we initially broke out around this, 85, 87K level. So just gotta love what we're seeing, man. We had to come on here and give you guys an update as very exciting, right? We've had a lot of double price action activity since that May blockage, holding this range over here and then a gap down. It's just been really hard for the buyers to pick up their feet, but we do feel like this overall confluence, guys, is finally getting the breakout, right? The first breakout, quote unquote, right, was that 375 level we did mention on the channel. But now we're really seeing that next cycle movement coming into play. Before we get out of here, guys, go jump over on the monthly analysis. You see, finally, we're getting that strong close pushing into past these highs. Can't stress it enough, guys. Once we get over these highs, there's a lot of explosive price activity to come. As when we look on the weekly analysis, past these highs over here, which we did get jammed out over here, after $500, that psychological level, we're targeting 543. I mean, it's as simple as that. We're in all-time high territory, blue sky territory, and Bitcoin simultaneously breaking out within these constraints. I see no reason why we can't blow past these highs at 440 and then ultimately push $500, right? Get a price target, which we did set at 320. And yeah, stock price just looks really, really good here, man. We're seeing every good sign we can see, right? There's always a small probability to do reverse, guys, but it's just such a high implied probability chance. You're seeing all the technical indications. We had to come on here and give you guys an update. So expect higher price action levels. All right, keep an eye on 422.25. This is technically a short-term resistance, but I don't think it'll give us much problems, guys. Anything over $400, point blank period, looks really, really good for the bulls, for the buyers, especially within the long term, guys, moving into the next few weeks. If you found any value out of the video, consider subscribing, guys. We'll go over MicroStrategy about 2, maybe 3 times a week, just seeing that we're, getting the breakout as of now. But with that being said, guys, I hope you guys had a good day, man. Take care and trade smart. Appreciate you guys stopping in, man. Take care.